So at this point in time, neither of us is vegan or mostly plant-based, really at all, but it's a place that we're trying to get to. It is the goal. Our favorite recipe right now is this like vegan, gluten-free, super good for you hearty vegetable chili. I found this originally on Pinterest, but I changed a couple of things, mostly just canceling out all of the extra seasonings and spices, just because it makes it easier so you don't have to go out and buy like 20 brand new spices. You can just get a 68-cent packet of seasoning mix and it tastes just as good. And then we added some vegan protein. I posted this on my Instagram. Every single time I make it, I post it, but I wanted to finally share the recipe. So let's hit the wall. For this recipe, the ingredients you're gonna need are some olive oil, 1 large onion diced, 4 cloves of garlic, a pack of chili seasoning mix, 2 bell peppers diced, 2 medium carrots diced, 3 celery stalks, you guessed it, diced, 2 28-ounce cans of crushed tomatoes, 2 15-ounce cans of beans. I pick light red kidney and pinto, either 2 cups of frozen corn, or I use about a half a can of corn, and about a third or half bag of Gardein, or your favorite brand of vegan beef crumbles. First, we're going to want to heat up a large pot with some olive oil over medium-high heat. Then we're going to add in our onion and garlic and go ahead and start sauteing that for about 3 or 5 minutes. Now we're going to go ahead and add in the rest of our fresh veggies, the bell peppers, carrots, and celery. The recipe says to cook them for about 5 to 8 minutes until they start to soften. Now I usually let this step run a little longer just because the carrots take a while to soften and I'm not a huge fan of hard carrots at all. Now to keep this mixture from drying out and keeping it moist and cooking, I go ahead and add a little bit of vegetable stock usually. If you don't have this on hand, you can definitely just add a little bit of water and it won't really change anything.
Do you drink it?
You cannot. This is the base to many a good meal. Yeah.
Yeehaw.
I hope you noticed I have this written down in my journal like a fucking real ass planner. Since it takes a minute, because we have a very shitty can opener, I'm gonna open the big ass cans of tomatoes.
Dollar stores. Hell.
Actually, I think we did buy it at Walmart, but there was a $1 option and then like a $3 option, and you know what my ass bought. Sidebar, just because no one probably cares, but I feel like I want to mention it. The original recipe had whole peeled tomatoes to make it more like rustic and chunky. They wanted you to like rip them apart by hand, but I would end up with a kitchen full of tomato juice everywhere because they would squeeze and pop like gushers. So I'm just a lazy ass bitch and using crushed tomatoes. It gives it more of a like classic chili tomato taste, whereas the other one was kind of like a more of a just like a veggie stew. Tomato heavy veggie stew.
You can see something good and wholesome. What's up? Isn't that wild that I'm actually like almost pale enough to just blend in with
your khaki shorts? Khaki shorts?
Oh, who's gonna attempt the McDonald's? She jumped on the fridge.
On the fridge?
Listen.
On the fridge? And one fact.
Hold quiet on set. Jesus fuck.
Once they get fairly soft, you can go ahead and add in the 2 cans of crushed tomatoes, bring the heat to simmer, and then reduce it to a medium-low heat and add in that seasoning packet. You're going to continue letting that cook at a low simmer for at least 20 minutes, but definitely you can let it go as long as you'd like.
PSA, rinse your fucking beans before you do anything. Rinse your bean juice.
When you're ready, we're going to go ahead and add in both cans of beans, your corn, and that gardein beef. And let it simmer for at least 10 minutes, but ultimately as long as you'd like after this point, because you're essentially done.
And there you go. That's basically about it. You can let it simmer for as long as you want after that. I keep mine in the fridge for about a week afterwards, but you can definitely freeze it and make it last way longer than that. We'll probably show in a clip at the end of how we serve it with just on its own, usually with like some Ritz crackers or something similar. You can go ahead and serve it over rice, which is something I really enjoy, or put it on veggie dogs. So we've got chili dogs or chili cheese dogs. Literally the combinations are endless. That's about all I have today. Don't know when I will be uploading again, but enjoy. Fucking later.